Hello everyone, today we'll discuss about Model 3, that is session 3.5. In this we'll see how to get the data from server. Till now you have an idea of AJAX. What is AJAX? What is the XML request object? The onReady state. If you still have not seen videos, just go through it. Okay, after those you will be able to understand this session 3.5. Okay, so AJAX is typically used to read files from a web server, and also during the reading purpose we check for the values that are to display properly or not by using some statuses and the meaning to it. Okay, some prerequisites are here. The onReady state property that holds the status of the XML HTTP request, status like 200, 404, 403, defines a function to be executed when the ready state changes. Okay, and status property and status text property holds the status of the XML request object. Okay, this statement, the meaning of this is here, that is status. We have some 200, 403, 404. The meaning of this is here. It might be okay, forbidden, page not found. Status text, which is described here, it defines this, returns the status text, example okay or not found. So basically whenever you want to fetch any data, you can use this status and status texts to check for that pages displayed, but page is there but the data is not in readable format, or whether the data is not there or the page is not there. You can specify, or you can specify the details to the user by using this status and status texts. To demonstrate with an example, I have a function here. I'm initializing that it's XMLHTTP request. Here on registered function, I'm checking for the condition. This is where you can check for the condition whether the data is there is not there, whether that data we can read but not in the other format, in the different format. So whatever you fetch, display through the HTML by using this document.get element by id, that is the id.inHTML, display all the contents from where, from this does response text. Okay, so whatever the value is, it's appending to the HTML, and after this it sends a get method, the get from where, which file, the file name, that true, and send. So this is just an example of this above steps or definitions. Before I jump on to the next section, I want to explain what is ActiveX object. In textbooks you can find ActiveX object. Okay, some support browsers, mainly that is Internet Explorer, doesn't support XML. For that reason they use ActiveX object. So to create the same, var the any variable name is equal to ActiveX object app name dot type and server name. So what is an app name? Required string. It's required because this is mandatory. Optional reasons you can skip it. For that reason required, these two members are required, this, but this is optional, this server name. So app name, what's the app name? Specify the name of the application. Type, that specify the class or type of object, and server name, that specify the name of the server where the object should be created. So this is the way if we can support XML HTTP request in I. It might be I5 or it depends on the which I. Example, so the simple click, suppose in a page on the click for the button you want to display the data. So how to write the function? I have written step by step. Step 1, instantiate and create XHR, that is the XML HTTP request. Define how to handle the response when server creating the ready state handler by using the status text, and specify request, that is whether you're getting the data or you're displaying the data. Before I jump onto this, what is XHR? It's an API that can be used for JavaScript, VB and all, transferred and manipulated XML data. XML I explained in the previous videos. It's an extensible markup language that is used to hold data, not displayed but used to hold data from a web server using HTTP, that's the protocol, and also establishing an independent connection between a web page's client or client side and server side. So this is about the XHR. First of all, in the JavaScript, it's a script. For that reason it's written HTML by using script and beginning tag and the end tag. In this function is the get data, a variable. If window.xml HTTP request echo it, and then create this variable with this new instantiation, or if it's the window is ActiveX object. Here why window? Because we're checking which window. Since this is a Chrome, if I open Internet Explorer, okay, that will check whether it's in Chrome or if it's an that is Internet Explorer, then use this. As I said, if you want to use XML HTTP request, then you can use this in else if there's nothing, then throw this error. Next, instantiate XHR, and that is check which HTTP, that whether this one or this one. Next, handle response from server. Again, ready state function, checking for the statuses, whether that page is there or not, okay, those kind of things. It's there, then append give some response to the user through the HTML that is loading. Else if XHR or register is equal to 4 or some kind of status, and if status is equal to 200 or it's less than 300, that is it's okay, it's done, it's processed. Whatever value it's coming here, just append to the HTML by using this document.getElementId div. Whatever ID you use, have to specify here that in HTML the value is coming from this response text. Handle response from server, and that is ending of the server response. Specify action, location send to the server, location from where you're fetching the value and sending to the server. Okay, after this this is the HTML from where you're fetching. So actually we are fetching this data. Okay, so this is just an example of how to demonstrate the XHR, whether you're using the IE. If you're using IE, then the ActiveX object, or else you're using the XMLHTTP request, and also the meaning of the statuses and the status text and how to use the same in a real world example. So this was what about the getting data from the server. If you have any doubts, just message me, and thank you for your time.